class, how's your day? I hope you're doing great. It's me again, Sir Noel, as your virtual teacher to clarify the lessons we have in business mathematics for the second quarter. The week 4 topic is all about payslip preparation. For this lesson, I'll be demonstrating how to create an e-spreadsheet payslip or manual worksheet that will compute salary and overtime pay. So far, we have already covered how to compute an employee's net earnings and his overtime pay in different cases. This week, we can now prepare an employee's payslip that reflects all the items that he or she should know when receiving his or her compensation. It is very important that employees know how their company computes their salary and other pay. In providing data and computation for the salary of their employees, most companies nowadays have their own payroll system. Another way to compute the employee's salary is through Microsoft Excel. In your module, we have provided you with a sample spreadsheet template you can use for the computation of the employee's payslip. Here is how it looks. Let me show you how to use this by giving you an example. Mr. Jiro Tan, employee number 10-1836, is a charcoal factory worker at Mugen Trading at the city of Yoshiwara. His daily rate is 750 pesos. Assume that the employee is not subject to personal income tax. The following figures for the month of November 2021 were derived from his work. Number of days present, 19. Number of overtime hours, 5. This was during his rest day. Number of night shift hours, 8. Number of rest days worked, 1. Number of special days worked, 0. Number of holidays worked, 1. This is during November 30 or a Bonifacio Day. Note that deductions are based on the basic pay. Using the sample spreadsheet template, we will encode the data given from the problem. First, encode the company name and address. Then, the employee's name, employee number, position, the daily rate, which is 750 pesos, and the pay date, which is November 30, 2021. From the given data, number of days present, 19. Number of overtime hours, 5. This was during his rest day. Number of night shift hours, 8. Number of rest days worked, 1. Number of special days worked, 0. Number of holidays worked, 1. This is during November 30 or a Bonifacio Day. Now, to compute for the basic pay, we will multiply the number of present day to his daily rate. Check if the formula shows the correct cell. In our case, cell F10 is the daily rate and cell B13 is the number of the present days. The formula should be equal sign F10 times B13 and then click enter. For the basic pay, we have 14,250 pesos. For the computation of overtime pay, you should identify first how much is the rate per hour by dividing the daily rate by 8 hours. The formula then is equal sign, open parenthesis, F10, which is the daily rate, divide by 8, close parenthesis. Multiply by C13, which is the overtime hours, and multiply by 1.30 times 1.30 since the overtime worked is during his rest day, or simply multiply it by 1.69 and then click enter. For the overtime pay, we have 792 pesos and 19 cents. For the holiday pay, multiply the daily rate and number of holiday worked times 2, which is double pay. The formula is equal sign G13 times F10 times 2. We have 1,500 pesos for the holiday pay. For the premium pay, multiply the rest day worked and the daily rate times 1.30 since he worked during his rest day. The formula is equal sign E13 times F10 times 1.30, then click enter. We have 975 pesos for the premium pay. For the computation of night shift differential pay, you should also identify first how much is the rate per hour by dividing the daily rate by 8 hours. The formula then is equal sign, open parenthesis, F10, which is the daily rate, divide by 8, close parenthesis, multiply by D13, which is the night shift hours, and multiply by 0.10 or 10%, then click enter. For the night shift differential, we have 75 pesos. Let us now proceed to the deductions. Here, we will be using the SSS and PhilHealth table for the year 2021. For SSS, the amount of contribution is based on the table released and updated by SSS. Here is the latest table of SSS. All you have to do is locate on what row the gross salary of the employee belongs to in the range and compensation column and determine the corresponding amount in the contribution or the total contribution, which is the EE share column. Since the basic pay is 14,250 pesos, locate which row of that gross salary of the employee belongs to in the range and compensation, and see how much is the total contribution or the EE share column. The value is 652 and 50 cents. For PhilHealth, we also need to check the table released by PhilHealth. Note, employee and employer share with the payment of contribution would be 50-50, meaning 50% for the employee, 50% for the employer. Here is the latest table released by PhilHealth. Multiply the basic pay by 3.5% or 0.035. The formula is equal sign E16, which is the basic pay, times 0.035 divided by 2 since it is a 50-50 contribution. Then click enter. The PhilHealth premium is 249 pesos and 38 cents. Pag-ibig has a fixed premium of 100 pesos. That is. We can now see here how much is the total gross earnings and the total deductions. The net earnings of the employee is 16,590 and 31 cents. I hope this video lesson had helped you in analyzing and answering your modified assessment. Happy learning!